Hi guys, as you can see, I'm in a sulfur cave. That's what this video is going to be focusing on, the Chaos Cubed update. I know, I'm late, it came out ages ago, but the blocks and the caves and the sulfur cubes are just so cool, and so I wanted to make a video explaining everything in my own slightly odd way. You can see how cool it is in the background.
Firstly, we kind of have to start with the sulfur caves themselves, which contain, as you can see from this, massive sulfur spikes, and which can be used as a decorative block, massive green fog, as you can see in the background, and it's down at deep slate level. It's really quite cool. There's green pool water in them that makes you go nauseous if you go in them, as you can just see. And the blocks you can find down here are the sulfur block and the cinnabar block, which are both really cool. I've used several in more recent builds. I'm loving this update. Also, there are cave spiders, and they are not normally a naturally spawning mob apart from in mine shafts and with cave spider spawners, but now they are entirely naturally spawning mobs. As you can see here, there's the green water, which is really quite cool. It is really quite cool. Next up, we have the sulfur springs. As you can see in just over here, they are a naturally rare generating pool of water that has potent sulfur in it, which is what's causing these springs, like geysers. That's it, geysers. And they happen when you have magma. They happen every 45 seconds, whereas if you use them with lava, they happen indefinitely. The water, same with in the caves, also gives you nausea, and these are surrounded by cinnabar and sulfur, and also tuff, which I love using tuff in builds. It's great. And also granite. They can be small or large and only spawn in the overworld. Next, I'll talk about all of the blocks that come with this update.
First, we have the sulfur spike, which can be grown into a really large spike or can be really small. Then we have the whole variety of sulfur blocks, starting with the 3 variants of sulfur stairs, polished sulfur stairs, and sulfur brick stairs. Then we have the same thing in slabs, sulfur slabs, polished sulfur slabs, and sulfur brick slab. After that, we have the sulfur blocks, starting with potent sulfur, which is the one that causes the geysers if you place magma under it or lava under it, and then full water blocks above it. After that, you have polished sulfur, just sulfur bricks, and then the chiseled sulfur, which, if you can tell what that looks like, it looks like a sulfur cube. After that, you have the different varieties of wall. You have just the sulfur wall, the polished sulfur wall, and the sulfur brick wall. That's all the sulfur blocks in this update. Next, we have the cinnabar block range, which I have been accidentally calling cinnamon, as it sounds exactly like that, but it's not. So we have the cinnabar stairs, which have cinnabar brick stairs, polished cinnabar stairs. Then we get on to the slab variant, so with the cinnabar slab, the polished cinnabar slab, and the cinnabar brick slab. After that, we have the wall variants, which, same as before, cinnabar brick wall, polished cinnabar wall, and cinnabar wall. Then we have the block variants. So we have cinnabar bricks, chiseled cinnabar, which looks like cave spiders, which were added into these caves in this update, cinnabar, and polished cinnabar. Also with this update came a lot of new music. Well, if you count 5 new in-game tracks a lot and a new music disc. This new music disc can be found in a sulfur cave if you happen to find a mine shaft. Now, I do know that this mineshaft isn't in a sulfur cave, finding one is really quite rare. And if you ever so happen to open a minecart or chest, you may have a 42% chance of finding the bounce music disc that once you put into here will play the new Minecraft music disc, which is quite cool. And as I said, there are 5 new tracks that can be found around the world if you go into a sulfur cave. Also, you can now pay an emerald to get 2 sulfur spikes with a wandering trader. Also, you can use a dispenser to dispense a block onto a sulfur cube. And if you put down a sculpt catalyst, sulfur cubes are detected by it. Finally, the thing everyone's looking forward for, I'm going to talk about the sulfur cube and everything around it. Firstly, it can be picked up in a bucket. So if you want to collect these guys, all you need to do is grab an empty bucket and put it in there. Unlike with other mobs, they can grow into the large versions, like how baby mob grows, unlike the slime and magma cubes. But it can be sped up with slime balls, and because of this, they can be fed golden dandelion feed, or slime balls to make them grow, but you'd have to unfeed it the golden dandelion. When killed, it splits into 2 slime balls, like most slimes, which can then grow up into larger ones. But they can't be bred because of this, but they can be given slime balls to grow up and are attracted to slime balls, as you can see. You can also give them blocks, which changes the bounce and the speed. You can remove these blocks with shears, which means they then go back into their normal bouncing state. But if you give them a block, it causes them to not be in their normal bouncing state. You can give them a different number of blocks, and it changes how they bounce and don't bounce. Using this, you can also make mini games. So if you give them a grass block, it basically turns it into a football with medium speed, medium bounciness, and medium ground friction and low air drag. So if I do this, you can see it bounces away. If you give one an oak log, it makes them very high speed, very bouncy, medium ground friction, and a low air drag, which makes it basically like a rubber ball. So if I do, look how far it goes, and it bounces off other blocks as well. Then if you give them moss, like this one has, it makes them fast speed, low bounciness, and medium ground friction, and low air drag. And so if I push them, it makes them go really quite far. One downside is with this, oh look, they come towards you, another block. If I give this one a moss block, and I put it underwater, it does sink, making it probably pretty good for golf. Then, if you give one blue ice, it makes them extremely slippery, so they're very fast speed, no bounciness, no ground friction, and low air drag. They also sink underwater, so I can do, and it's very slippery. In this state, they also can't die. Next, you give them soil, and they have high resistance, very slow, low drag with low bounce and high friction, and they also sink underwater. So if I go, ooh, look, it hardly moves them. Next, you can give one white wool. This makes them be like a beach ball. They're very slow speed, high bounciness, medium ground friction, and high air drag, and only affects walls. They don't sink underwater. Then you can give them blocks of iron. If you give one a block of iron, it makes them have slow speed, low bounciness, medium ground friction, and medium air drag. And they also sink underwater, so you can, yet again, hardly move them. After that, you can give one a red mushroom block. This makes them have slow speed, no bounciness, low ground friction, and low air drag, and they also sink underwater. Look, hardly moving unless I bump into it. You can give them honeycomb, which makes them be considered sticky. The fast, low air drag like a golf ball but sticks, with extremely high ground friction and no bounce to stimulate stickiness, and only affects the honeycomb block. They also sink underwater. Down it goes. After that, you can give one, and I think this is one of the most fun features, I have to say. You can give one TNT, which you can ignite and send it off, and it will explode. Oh look, we have baby ones now. This can be ignited in runners. A TNT block ignites, and it can also be ignited by magma blocks and firework explosions. It is primed for 6 seconds until it explodes, unlike the TNT block, which takes 4 seconds to explode. In that state, it cannot be sheared, picked up in a bucket, or damaged in any way. You can give one stone, which if you give it to it, this makes them slow but bouncy. They have a slow speed, high bounciness, medium friction, and medium air drag, but they do sink underwater. Down it goes. Oh, all of those have collected dirt. Finally, you can give one a magma block. This makes them be considered hot. The same qualities of a football, like with the grouse, but damages entities on contact. This only affects the magma block. These can also ignite an explosive sulfur cube on touch. So if I put an explosive sulfur cube and move in, there we go. And it makes them bounce around. Also, Frostwalker grants immunity to its damage. And as I said, it's kind of the same as a football.
Hi everyone, the Up11 here. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. It means so much, and I hope you gained some useful knowledge about the Chaos Cubed update. I most certainly did, despite it coming out on the 16th of June, and it's currently the 12th of July. But yeah, I appreciate it so much, and I also just want to say thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I woke up one morning to find out from a friend that I'd gained 100 subscribers, and it was like the biggest wow, I'm actually doing something on YouTube moment that I've had. And yeah, thank you so much for all of your love and support via my videos. I know they're mainly shorts, but long form just take ages to make, and this is my first like proper one. So thank you so much, and I'll be making more videos in the future, and I hope you continue to enjoy and get something out of my content, as I do it purely for the love of it, as I love Minecraft so much and I've grown up with it. So yeah, thank you.